being the fastest quarterback you've never seen. I'll be right back. There's no quicker way to get into DFS. Play Super Draft today and see for yourself.
We're behind. They're all fired up. What we got to do? First place, our defense has got to go out there and take the ball. Then when we get the ball, we got to have 11 people that's going to do their job and try to score every time you get the football. If we do that, we'll be all right. Do that, we'll be all right.
Well, if you don't got internet problems, you got family problems. If you got family problems, you probably got internet problems and money problems. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bama Smoke. Oh, that's everybody trying to take me out. Get that man off the YouTube. Mama, that's that man again. So I hear an echo. Let me see if I can there we go. All right, so I hope my internet is good. I hope you had a good week. Tomorrow's Friday. And yeah. So what's new? What's popping? What's going on? Tonight we're gonna talk about before I get to almost Roll Tide, everyone. Roll Tide, rise up, saving Gene, Roll Tide brother. Basically the CTS crew's in the house. Tonight we're gonna talk about my main man Brian Kelly. How he was a douchebag, basically. We're also going to talk about shower parties. Yes, Texas A&M is smoking that reefer. And, of course, we got the college football rankings. We're going to talk about all that tonight. First, let's show some love to the man, the myth, the legend, Kangaroo Black. Go to his page, subscribe. He was live last night, same time Matt Caddell went and did his first show here on the CTS Sports Room. And I forgot all about it. Kangaroo Black, I'm sorry. It's not like we took your audience away because you had like 5,000 people in the chat room. However, you know, you do a lot for us. Matt Caddell had a great show last night. He knocked it out of the park. He was nervous, but then he was like, you know what? I played in front of 90,000 people. What I got to be nervous about? All right, so let's get to it. College football power rankings. Right now, a lot of people are saying that Alabama will be number 7. And I was talking to Spencer right before the show, and he was talking about playing Tennessee 3 times. That's weird to me. Like, you think about it. We played Tennessee during the season. Okay? We lost. The refs had a lot to do with it, but we lost. It was Tennessee and the refs together as one. So Tennessee beats Georgia. That means we play Alabama. Alabama, Tennessee plays each other in the SEC championship. Well, that's going to move out Tennessee maybe to number 3, number 4, and move maybe just maybe Alabama down to number 3, number 2, number 1. That means we got to play Tennessee again. If we had to play in the playoff, like more likely Tennessee and Alabama Tennessee, Alabama, and Georgia are probably going to be the 3 teams that are probably going to end up winning the national championship. And I'm not going to discount Clemson. Clemson is a power. I told y'all this year, this was Clemson's year. I know they almost lost to Syracuse, but that's the ACC for you. You're going to play against ACC players. But when it's time to show up, they're going to show up. I'm telling you, do not count out Clemson. You may want to. You may need to. That's on you. But facts are facts. And it's just the way it's going to be. The first college football playoff rankings will not be released until November 1st this season. This is according to CBS Sports. But we do not want to wait too long to look at how the rankings will stand just in the midway through. So, for example, let's look at this. For example, I can't pull it up, but I can read it to you. Let's see. Playoff ranking. So, what they got predicted so far, they got Georgia going number 1. I agree. I'll agree to that. Georgia go number 1. TCU is still undefeated, I know. Clemson ain't. I got to move that. I'm pretty sure. I'm confident. Alabama says Clemson ain't. Sure, that's another word. Clemson ain't shit. Clemson's good. So Georgia, they got Georgia going number 1, Ohio State number 2, Tennessee number 3, Clemson number 4. I will agree to those. I will agree. What I do not agree with is that number 7. Alabama should not be number 7. They should be higher than TCU. They should be higher than Michigan. We lost a very close game to a very good team. And let's face the facts, I don't think Michigan's schedule has been awful, but it's not been compared to Alabama. That's just my opinion. I only state, well, actually, I don't state opinions. I state facts. Everybody knows that about me. I don't state opinions. I state facts. Alabama's schedule was a lot tougher, and we lost a very close game to a very good team, Tennessee team. TCU undefeated. Well, let's face the fact, TCU ain't going to the national championship. So why even put them there? You just like teasing them. It's like my wife. Like she likes to tease me. Like she walking around with this tight shorts on, and then I come up behind her and kiss her on her neck, and then she's like, "No." That's what these playoff rankings are doing to TCU right now. Just teasing them. It's not going to happen. Just give it up. And so let's move on. Let's see. We got chat with Georgia number 1 power rankings. Right. Georgia is cupcakes. Nick G. Hello. Neurotech. Rise up. These things go fast. Let's move on. Texas A&M reportedly is having shower parties. I heard. Whatever could go wrong for Texas A&M has gone wrong for Texas A&M. Jimbo was talking all that mess, all that trash during the beginning of the season. Yes, I said Clemson. You know, Nick Saban Jr., you got that little smiley laughing face, but you said Arkansas was going to be good. So listen to Daddy. Daddy will lead you the way. My man Nick Saban Jr., you catch him live 11 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock Central on his show. Special needs with Nick Saban Jr. Special teams with Nick Saban Jr. So basically, Jimbo is losing control of his team. I'm giving him 2 more seasons till he gets fired. I mean, this season he acted like a little crybaby, and now look at him. His His team is falling apart. Next week, we got to move along because we got 2 guests coming in if they show up. My man Brian Kelly, the biggest schmuck I ever seen in my entire life. Now, I'm gonna say this one time and I'll say this many more times. Brian Kelly is a great football coach. He is a very good college football coach. You saw what he did at Notre Dame. However, he's a schmuck. You can just look at him. He's a schmuck. I'm stating facts, people. I don't state opinions. Okay? Stating the facts. Forgot to put my little thing right there. Yeah. Anyway, let everybody know who I is. Matt Cadell got one, so I won't get one too. Anyway, this guy right here. Now, I hate to judge people because I really don't like to judge people. I really don't. I do not like to judge people. However, I am. But I will say this: I have never, ever, 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 ever been employed where I was going to make millions and millions of dollars. And if I was, I probably would sell my soul to do so. With that said, this man has got up at the middle of the night and left Cincinnati. He went to his dream. He claimed his dream program, his words, not mine, to coach at Notre Dame. Got up and abandoned Cincinnati to go play at coach at Notre Dame. Did some great things at Notre Dame. Took them to the playoffs. Took them to the national championship game. Did some great things. Brought that program up. And you should get all the credit for doing that. However, when that money starts calling, hey, we'll pay you like 50% more than what Notre Dame is paying you, and you're going to get better players. There's a way to leave, not the way that he did it. And I have more respect for him. He said, hey, go into that meeting that they had that got caught on camera and just tell the truth. Hey, y'all, LSU is paying me a lot more money. And they telling me that I can get a lot more players because they're not an academic school like Notre Dame. That they actually care about academics. They don't really care that much about the football program, even though we do have a good football program. But LSU is going to do everything. They're going to throw money at me to make sure we have a good program. We're going to win national championships in the near future. I'm going to go coach at LSU. Why? Because they're going to pay me a lot of money. And we're going to win championships. And I cannot win a championship here at Notre Dame because they care about academics. Just say that. Don't go out there and talk about, well, this is the best thing for my family. Your family. It's the best thing for you. And I hate coaches. That's why I don't like Joe Paterno. Oh, Joe Petrino, whatever his name is. I didn't say Joe Paterno. Joe Petrino. Petrino. I forgot his name. I hate him. The guy who got hit with a motorcycle, like with a girl. He left the Atlanta Falcons out in the middle of the night and signed a contract with Arkansas. Jerry, let Kelly dance behind you. Then tell us what you think. That was uncomfortable. He was like doing this. I can't do all that. And then you can tell. Look, I'm not a master of body language, but you can tell like the guy was like, yeah, like get into it a little bit, but then he was like, Kelly was getting a little too close to his buttocks. And you could tell he was like, okay, he may be my head coach this season. But anybody that says that LSU is not going to be a powerhouse, they're already having a great season this year. This year, they're having a great season. So why sit there and lie to yourself and say that in the future, Brian Kelly, who's had proven to be a great coach, not a very good human being, but a very good coach, is going to have a winning record in the near future, probably going to lead the SEC to bigger and better things. If you don't believe me, look at Tennessee. Did you think Tennessee was going to ever do this shit? Tennessee sucked for 15, 16, 17 years. Now look at them. They're on the verge of probably winning a national championship and then get past Georgia and Alabama in the SEC championship game. You got to get past Georgia. Alabama got to get past LSU, Ole Miss, some team called Austin Perry, or some high school team, and then we got to go beat those bitches in Auburn. And then we go into Atlanta. Then we got 2 games to win the national championship. It's not guaranteed. Alabama is the ones that's got to climb. Tennessee and Georgia are good spots. Who's Georgia playing at the end of the season? Georgia Tech? Who's Tennessee playing for the rest of who? I mean, who? Nobody's. Tennessee and Georgia got it made. All they got to do is play each other. And we all know how much the conference championship means. You're looking at a possibility where Georgia, Tennessee, and Alabama will all be in the playoffs. That could happen. And I see somebody see somebody coming on, and he kind of looked at me like I was an asshole. But no, it's true. You can see Georgia, Tennessee, and Alabama in the playoffs, and you can very easily see that. Very easily. I know you're thinking that's some shit you see on video games. Yes, Nick Saban, my favorite animal is steak. Yes. We got 2 guests coming on tonight. One, college football with Jonathan Lewis. And he also has his new channel, Coast to Coast Kickoff, that I was actually a part of for like 3 hours, and then he fired me. I'm still pissed off about that shit. He fired me. He said you ain't good enough. He says and then he called me a bitch and then fired me. And also coming to the stage. He's not here yet, but he's coming, I guess. The Outlaw, JCP. But let's bring in the guy with all the football knowledge, ladies and gentlemen, from college football with Jonathan Lewis and Coast to Coast Kickoff. The one and only Jonathan Lewis.
What's going on, man?
What? Oh, nothing. Just living the dream.
There we go. No,
right, so Jonathan, I want to ask
before we get started. Hang on. Before we get started, I'm going to cut you off right away.
Whoa.
No. Send the link. Send the link to JPC to get on. He just asked me for the link.
I got. Jesus loves me. Do live on the show.
Live. That's what we do.
That's what. Hey, we couldn't do this. We couldn't do this shit later. No,
Nope.
we gotta do it now.
So, first of all,
go ahead.
he got fired because I didn't want to pay him any 401k. So, no unemployment for you, bro. Nobody stands the unemployment line through me, bro. No, in all seriousness, Coast to Coast.
And then I stayed up all night. Hold on, you can't cut me off. This is my show. You can't cut me off.
Oh no, that's what I do. I cut people off.
Little pictures. I made him 1 or 2 pictures, and I said, "Look, dude, go ahead. They're better than the shit you use." And then he was like, "Shit,
oh my God,
I'm gonna use this." I said,
"Oh."
But anyway, it's all good. I've checked Coast to Coast Kickoff. I checked it out a couple times. It is a great channel. Y'all need to go check it out. Also, the original channel is back, y'all. College Football with Jonathan Lewis. That's where the butter's at. He's been making videos lately. He's back. So I'm doing this with JCP. You talk. So I just.
All right. So we got some breaking news. I haven't had a chance to tell Joey yet. Yeah, that's what I do. I come on here and I bully Joey. See, Joey does all the bullying to people, and I get on here, then I bully him. See, it's all evens out at the end of the day. But no, it's all in good fun. Well, of course, I keep you in line. That's how this works. But anyways, no, in all seriousness, Coast to Coast is going to end up going away. The reason is because it's too chaotic with the schedules, man. Trying to build a network is like insane. That's why I started going back to my channel and doing it that way. There's only so much time in a day, unfortunately. And you know about that more than anybody, Joey, right? 2 jobs, doing this. Like it feels like you kill yourself sometimes trying to get all this stuff done. But anyways, getting to football past all of that BS. So if you want to check me out, college football, Jonathan Lewis, just go to that one. But past all that, get back into football here. I saw one of the segments was obviously Alabama versus LSU. JPC trying to call me on. Can you? Did you?
I'm working.
Okay, I'll let you figure it out when I talk. In all seriousness, like LSU and Ole Miss are tied with Alabama for first in the West. I know Ole Miss isn't technically tied because they played one less game. But if you look at the overall record, right, we all three have one loss. That's what it is at the end of the day, guys. That's what's so crazy is that, we cannot even win the West if we end up losing to LSU possibly, or or Ole Miss. Like we could be in a three-way tie, like JPC, me and him were talking earlier today with Ole Miss and LSU. Like this could get nasty. See, Alabama fans are overlooking a lot of things. And the first thing they're overlooking is it's not about getting into the college football playoff. We need to make sure we win the division before we look at anything else. I feel like obviously us beating LSU would kind of secure that, in my opinion. We have a outstanding record that JPC informed me on today. Taught me some analytics. We've only lost like 3 or 4 times in Baton Rouge since the 60s. So we have an outstanding record beating LSU at LSU, but that's not the case against Ole Miss right at the Grove. So there's a real possibility that we have a lot of penalties on the road. Our defense downplays on the road. We could lose another game on the road in the regular season. Do I think that happens? I don't. Could it happen? Yeah. I think absolutely it could.
I said that.
So
it's going to be tough.
Yes, it's not going to be easy. Anybody that thinks that LSU is going to come out and roll over is crazy. Brian Kelly's been mocked by Alabama fans for how long? Right? Since the 2010 national championship or whatever it was. Against not 10, 13.
2013 national championship game.
Yeah, exactly. It's Notre Dame when Brian Kelly was the coach.
The 2012 season, that 2010 they went to play the national championship.
Yeah, so LSU is going to want to play hard in that game. LSU still has talent. Do I think Jaden Williams is a capable quarterback of beating Alabama? I do not think so. I don't believe Jackson Dart is either for Ole Miss, honestly, because he's kind of downplayed what I thought he would be this year as well, even though they have an outstanding running game with Evans and Judkins and those guys. LSU's got a squad. Ole Miss has got a squad. Do I think we're going to lose to them? No. Do I think we could lose to Tennessee again in the SEC championship game if they beat Georgia or Georgia? Absolutely, 100%. And if we lose in the SEC championship game, that's wraps. We're not getting in the playoffs. I don't care what anybody says. And it's crazy.
Yeah.
Joey, as you said, I gave you a crazy – I think you were referring to me about giving you a crazy look. No. The facts are if Georgia beats Tennessee and then we beat Georgia, yeah, you could possibly have 3 one-loss SEC teams. Who do you leave out? Like the reigning national champion who lost in the SEC championship game to Alabama, or Alabama who wins the SEC, or Tennessee who didn't even win their division, but they beat Alabama. And if they lose to Georgia by, like, let's say 3 points, this could all get real chaotic really quick. So, did you get him the link?
Yeah, I gave him the link. Internet is being very, very cranky on my end. So even though you probably can understand me, the audience,
yeah, I can.
I have that 8-mile internet. So, unfortunately,
right.
So before we go back, what happened? So what the hell happened to Coast to Coast? You called everybody. You had
too many moving pieces, man. Like, here's the thing. At the end of the day, like, it's hard to find 5 other people all on the same page. You know what I mean? Constructing content together, 3 people at a time on one night, every single week consistently. You know what I mean? So it's not easy, like, because you got to consider all these other guys have channels they're trying to run, right? So, and there are interviews that they're trying to do with other people and being on other people's shows. And then you have me trying to construct this with my show. It just became chaotic. So let's see here. Let me get to a question.
What you're trying to say is you need to.
No, I'm not coast to coast. No, it's not.
What you need to do is start the Yeah. Listen to me. Listen to me. Start the shit back up and go.
I'm taking over.
You had
I'm
Tyler and you had Justin.
Bro. I know. Here. Okay, let's get to this. Could anyone tell me if there were adjustments with DeMarco Helms playing against Mississippi State compared to Tennessee? No. There was actually no adjustments made. The only adjustments made, he came to play. See, everybody wants to blame Pete Golding for that.
At home.
That's what I do. I get comfortable. Oh man, no. Look, I'm trying to make your job easy. So, anyways, listen here, Joey. I'm going to answer this question, and then I'm going to let you take over because I'm being rude on purpose. But no, in all seriousness, DeMarco Helms, look, it wasn't just on him, guys. He got smoked. Brian Branch got smoked. Malachi Moore got smoked. Jordan Battle got ran over and smoked. Like the entire safety and star position was busted. Everybody wants to blame Pete Golding. Dude, that's not on him. I'm sorry. He schemed right. He put them in the positions. Pete Golding cannot make sure that DeMarco Helms can keep up with the receiver. He doesn't control speed, and he doesn't control the safety being duped at the end of the day. Coaching can only take you so far. He can't hold their hands on the field too, because it's funny that Pete Golding has been praised all season for the outstanding work the cornerbacks have been doing in safeties and linebackers, and our defensive line looking outstanding. But one bad game against Tennessee, and it's all in the safeties and back ends in one single position group, all of a sudden everything falls apart and everybody wants to blame Pete Golding. It's not the case. Sorry. And let me tell you something. I was a Pete Golding criticizer all year last year and the beginning of this season. And I have to admit, this year has looked nothing like last year. We're blitzing now. We didn't blitz in the Tennessee game, but the times we did blitz, we proved why we didn't blitz as well, because we got burnt on a couple of them. Hendon Hooker is just a really good quarterback. So let's see here. I'm reading down there. Spencer Homegrown Bama played him as a will linebacker, not a safety. Well, it depends because they rotated. Like, you know what I mean? Like that whole Tennessee game, there was rotations going on at the safety position. Even Malachi Moore got plugged in. The reason why is because it came down to Helms being the initial one getting smoked, right? And then they repositioned Branch, and then they repositioned Moore, because Moore even came in and took away a position. And they realized this is not just one dude getting burnt. It's one receiver, Hyatt, smoking every single guy on simple out routes. Ridiculous. So, but Spencer said, Jonathan, look at the position. He was against Mississippi State. No, yeah. But Spencer says Pete sucks. I can't agree with you, man, on that. I honestly can't agree with you on that one. Like, it's so easy to blame the defensive coordinator. If you're going to say Pete Golding sucks, you're saying Nick Saban sucks too. Because Nick Saban is the one that signs off on that defense at the end of the day. No matter what anybody says, he's always done it. It's been known since Kirby Smart, Jeremy Pruitt, and everybody else. This came through Alabama that Nick Saban signs off on that defense being ran that specific way that weekend, whether it's quarter coverage, umbrella, right? So inside shade, he signs off on all of it. So Pete Golding has been nothing but supposed to be a guy being molded by Nick Saban. So if we're saying Pete Golding sucks, we're saying Nick Saban's letting him down too and letting down the team as well. Because at the end of the day,
I've been saying
he's
that.
the one signing.
I've been saying that for 2 years now. Everybody be talking. Nick Saban is not a stupid guy. There's been times that I question Nick Saban. Like, why not put Jalen Hurts in the national championship game when Tua was struggling? You did it you did against Jalen Hurts. I was like, put Jalen Hurts. You saw what he did in the SEC championship game, but they kept Tua in. But it's been times I question Saban, but I also got to remember, I'm not the greatest football coach of hell. I wasn't even the greatest water boy of all time. So who am I to question greatness?
But at the end of the day, here's the thing, guys. And look, I can't speak on all fans, but I can speak on Alabama fans on my channel as well. Alabama fans, including myself in the past, and I'm sure people are going to attest to this, have a real big problem with people that question Nick Saban. Nick Saban's a human being. It's like JPC says. He's not a Highlander, guys. He's not God. He can be questioned. He can make mistakes. He's just like anybody else. He just makes more money. Does he have way more intelligence in the game? Absolutely. But that doesn't mean You can't be questioned. You know what I mean? You know, and a good example of this would be, you know, I got torn apart for criticizing Nick Saban on. It's not even part of his system. It's not part of football at all. All I simply said was, you know, why does Nick Saban get mad at the media for asking questions on stuff he refuses to release, but they're going to be curious about? For example, Nick Saban is just like Bill Belichick and those guys on not wanting to give out almost any medical information, and he refuses to give out almost any disciplinarian information, right? So Eli Ricks gets in trouble or whoever gets in trouble, unless it's made known by a network, he's not releasing information about it, right? Unless a news source sees it and can attest to it, he's not telling you what's going on. But he gets mad at the people that says, hey, where's Eli Ricks been? Right. So he had shoulder surgery, but he's been healthy. You know, is he struggling with the playbook? Is this happening? And he gets mad. And it's like, well, bro, if you would just simply tell the fans what they want, man. We want to know general information. Hey, he's struggling. Hey, he's doing this, whatever. Then you don't have to get mad. Just like I always say this, you talk about wanting fans to stick around for 4 quarters, play the offense 4 quarters. Stop running the ball every single play and making it predictable. You're going to ask people to stick around in the game, play the damn game. So yeah, well, I mean, serious.
You talking about Alabama's offense? They need to run the ball.
Shit. But no, I'm just saying. But you know how Nick Saban had that thing where he's like, man, people need to stick around for 4 quarters. The fans leave too early. But in the 4th quarter, we refuse. If we run the score up, we're up by 50 points, and you want us to keep staying in the seats, you got to keep trying to play football. Don't roll over.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I understood you. But that, you know, that's just I get both Nick Saban and your point. But so $1,000 for this nosebleed seat. So
exactly,
I don't listen to Nick Saban when it comes to shit.
And
Nick Saban,
and I get it. It's
go to his mansion.
What? Oh yeah, mansion.
He can go in his mansion.
So
his mansion and cry.
Yeah, and you know, to get to some of these comments here, you know, Spencer said yes, it's also Saban too. But yeah, Spencer, you're one of the few that will say that. Most people will say, "How dare you question Nick Saban?" You know what I mean? We all this is what makes social media so fun, in my opinion. Like, we can all agree to disagree. I don't know football like Nick Saban or Pete Gold or any of these guys know football, but I can have fun with it and give my opinion. And I can say, hey, I think, you know, it's not on Pete Golding. When in all reality, it could be all on Pete Golding. But I'm just giving you my opinion. You know what I mean? That's what makes this fun, the debates and all that stuff. But Nick Saban, see, DeMarco Holmes
where's your buddy at?
Is more like a JPC. Did you send him the link? Did you send him the link or no? I'll hit him up here in a minute. Well, it sounds like I see here.
I'll see.
Homegrown Cowboy says what sounds like a player problem.
It's not like we.
I know. I'll make sure to get him on here next time.
It's not like we're going to go an hour here. It's almost over.
I'll get him on. I'll make sure he's on next time. And Homegrown Cowboy, let me get to this real quick. He says, well, it sounds like a player problem to the fellow on the right. No, it's not a player. I'm assuming he's talking about me. It's a combination of player and coach, but I'll still criticize Pete Golding on this aspect, though. Pete Golding does not bring the energy to the defense like a Jeremy Pruitt, like a Kirby Smart, those guys do, or Nick Saban. Like Kirby, you know, you used to see our defense jumping around, energetic, holding up the floor, everything else. You know, ever since Pete Golding got there, you don't see that. Like, you don't see him screaming at players. You don't see him checking players, putting them in their place. You know what I mean? And I don't mean that in just a negative light, but I mean putting them in their places in, like, you know, get up, be energetic. Like, don't be sitting around by yourself. You know what I mean? Like, it all comes together to be a team. So I like that, man. Like, and since Pete got there, I get it. He's young, man. That dude, you know, down the street from me at UTSA, I'm in San Antonio, right, as a linebackers coach, then defense coordinator. And, you know, he came from a deep tree with Billy Napier and all these guys, even Bill Belichick, and he's only 30, you know, in his mid-30s. So I believe he may be in his late 30s now, early 40s. He's been at Alabama. Yeah, he should be in his early 40s, I think, late 30s, since he's been at Alabama so long now. But, you know, give him a chance. He's still super young. Like, Nick Saban didn't come into his prime until what? Even as a defensive coordinator, he said mid-40s. So, I mean, Long ways to go. Joey has problems finding. Oh man, you still there, Joey?
My internet is screwed
Joey's
up so bad.
Joey got that.
We cannot
generic
figure out
internet.
why my internet is. I don't know why my internet is doing this.
You got
I don't
bad weather in the
why.
area.
No, it's sunny. It's high 75. It's just I don't know what's going on.
Okay, so for everybody out there listening, and you, if you can hear me, give me your thoughts on this. I don't have Alabama as the 6th best team in the country right now. If I had to rank them, I'm going to release my top 10 tomorrow, but I don't have 6th.
I'm going to answer you a question with a question.
What's
you see that name, Homegrown Cowboy? It makes me want to think.
Yeah.
What is your favorite cowboy movie?
My favorite what? Cowboy movie?
What's your favorite cowboy movie?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Why you gotta do that? Okay. So I went on a streak of watching a whole bunch of old. What is it? What I'm talking about, Western or cowboy? Because are you consider them the same?
Cowboy, but I'll back. I don't know what you going with.
I'm done with this conversation. I'm so done with this. So done.
That's what happens when you don't get JCP on. Somebody listen. So,
Lonesome Dove's a real good movie. Go ahead. Yeah. Sorry. I got Roll Tide and Rise Up said Lonesome Dove. That's a good movie. Go ahead.
So, Brian Kelly. Okay, first of all, this, we found out about it A&M on your channel. It's not, we didn't know about. I was watching college football with Jonathan Lewis. What is
it? Texas A&M?
Yeah.
Oh, so at Texas A&M, well, what happened was reported, and I'm going to tell you what I think. Reported 3 players got caught smoking marijuana in the locker room about 15 minutes prior to kickoff against South Carolina. Remember, this game's at South Carolina. So the 3-year Denver Harris, PJ Williams, and Chris Marshall, right? 2 5-stars and a 4-star, I believe. It came just off that number 1 recruiting class. Supposedly there's a 4th and 5th. One of them quit the team on Monday, and supposedly another one quit the team on Tuesday. But those are rumored. The guys haven't shown up for practice since Monday, or since Saturday, I guess, when they left South Carolina. But I'm not going to speculate on that until it's official. They've been kicked off. But it's a redshirt running back, redshirt freshman running back, and somebody else. But yeah, this is not the first problem they've had, guys, with Denver Harris, or I believe it's Chris Marshall. Maybe PJ Williams is one of those two. Chris Marshall or PJ Williams, along with Denver Harris, has also been in trouble earlier in the season. They get suspended. So, A&M was look, Jimbo's lost control of the entire team. They had guys speeding through parking lots or through parking garages, recording it. They got guys smoking weed in the locker room. They got guys, not joking here, having sex with women in locker rooms. It's been reported. This is not a joke. He has completely lost his damn mind at A&M. He's lost all control. I don't know how you fix this going forward. It's one thing, bro.
That's
if
sliced
the kids
bread.
are smoking weed.
That's just rumors from sliced bread. What are you talking about? Sliced bread told you that.
No, sliced bread rumors
sliced
were
bread.
paying the players. Yeah, well, he seems to be right.
Sliced bread. I still don't know who the hell sliced bread is. He said bread so much. He's a Reddit. Dreams.
It's a Reddit user. It's an unconfirmed Reddit user.
He said it so many times. I used to woke up in the middle of the night, sliced bread. I'm like, what the? My wife asked me what I want for breakfast. I say sliced bread. That's how bad it got. But anyway, go ahead.
All right. So to answer your question earlier, favorite cowboy, I'm just gonna put this one out there. Look, Tombstone, man. I don't know how nobody's mentioned Tombstone.
Tombstone and Young Guns and Riot Earp, and the one with Kevin Costner and Robert Duvall. What was the name of that movie?
That one, I don't know. I'm bad with movie names, bro. Like for the you're lucky I remember Tombstone.
Young Guns and there's a Western right came out in 2006 with Robert Duvall and Kevin Costner.
I'll be your Huckleberry. You be my Finn.
And Kevin Costner was like this. I love that movie.
I can't remember. I don't know the names, man.
All right, so watching Westerns. Brian Kelly. You know.
All right.
You know how I feel. Tombstone is a good movie. You know how I feel about Brian Kelly and what he did at Cincinnati and what he did at Notre Dame.
Yeah,
I always put in contact, offer a job for $40 billion. But in the same right, I just wish they come out and say Urban Cowboy. Somebody would come out and say, just say, you know what? Look, it's not that I actually care about you guys. I don't. I care about I care about this money. And by the way, this ain't the best thing for my family. Moving my family all the way from cross country down to Louisiana is not the best thing for my family. But they're gonna pay me a whole lot of money, and they're gonna pay my players a lot of money and some national championships. I just wish he'll say something like that. But anyway, we play LSU in 2 weeks. What's your take?
It's not going to be good for LSU. The matchup, look, I always say that, it's easy to say we're more talented because we are, but it's not by a lot because LSU every year signs a top 5 recruiting class. It seems like they're always there. Louisiana kids, you know what I mean? They have some of the best schools, we're referring to high school in the country there, right? So they're not California, not Florida, but they're near that, right? They have a lot of talent that comes out of Louisiana. So it's going to be an interesting game. Oh my gosh, dude. Well, that's a great picture. But I just don't think I don't think the game is going to be as interesting as people want it to be. I don't feel like the matchup, and I always say that, football games are made of matchups. That's what's really going to tell the story. I don't see that in this game. Jaden Williams, capable runner, improving passer week by week. Yes. Things are looking better. Yes, there's no doubt about that. But when you're talking about at the end of the day, our defense has had one hiccup, and it was just with the safeties. And our offense has Bryce Young back. Yes, he's not healthy upon speculation. He is on a pitch count, right? So they're limiting him in practices and all that still to this day. So he's not healthy, but they're making sure that he's ready for game time, right? So if Bryce Young's under center against LSU, it's not going to be that close of a game. As long as he stays healthy, knock on wood, I feel like that game is going to be around probably 38-13, maybe 30, maybe 42-17, that range in my opinion. I get it. They're 5-2. They barely lost to Florida State. They only have 2 losses. They're tied for first in the West. I understand all that. I don't feel like the matchup is favored to LSU in this case whatsoever. I don't feel like it's favored to Ole Miss either whatsoever.
I agree. I think LSU is going to break their A game. And you've seen this season, just like last season, it's been some close games. I haven't been wrong. No matter what people say, I've not been wrong yet.
You actually were right the last time me and you talked.
Yeah, because I state facts. I state facts. I don't state opinions. I state facts.
Okay. That's
what I'm the fact maker. I make the facts. And then I spread it all over your face. That's because that's the way you like it. But anyway, I made myself laugh on that one. But no, I think it's gonna be. I really wish Alabama fans will wake up and realize that Kelly is going to have a very dominant program. I don't know. It's just the life of more times I listen to Alabama football fans, how naive they sound. Brian Kelly. Yeah, I don't like Brian Kelly. He's a schmuck. But I'm not going to take away the fact that he's a football coach and he can. I'm telling you, wait the next season, the season
that. Georgia, see, right? Like, Tennessee been a dominant program for very long because it's Tennessee, but Georgia and LSU and Alabama, that's going to be your top three. And count these. Kirby Smart, very great. Go ahead.
When's the last time LSU beat Alabama in Baton Rouge? You remember? It's 2010.
Shit.
So I'm telling you right now, the average victory
Why you do that?
for Alabama is bigger when they play in Baton Rouge than they are at home. That's a fact. You want facts? That's a fact, bro. We play better on the road in Baton Rouge than we do in Tuscaloosa, only against mainly LSU.
Quick, I got a question. When's the Tennessee beat Alabama?
Oh, okay. So are you comparing Tennessee? Oh, hang on. You're comparing. No. You're not going to get away with this. You're comparing Tennessee to LSU.
No. My point is this: when was the last time a Saban assistant coach beat Nick Saban before Texas A&M? And the point is, that shit don't matter till after the game. After the game, that's a statistic may stand. I'm telling you, I'm not saying LSU is going to beat. LSU is not going to beat Alabama. It's going to be a lot closer game than people respect. I have respect for LSU.
Then why did you even?
I don't like
Tennessee.
them.
Tennessee.
I respect them.
That's fine. You can respect them all you want.
Tennessee,
but respect only get.
I said Tennessee.
No. I'm saying
I said Tennessee is not going to be a dominant program like LSU.
Oh well, I mean, it depends on this
time
period. I don't think it's going to sustain itself. But
what I'm trying to tell you, Alabama fans, Spencer said, "Don't ask Joey a football question." To me, you got Alabama fans right now, and I've heard it over and over and over again, have this in their head that Brian Kelly is. I'm telling you, right? If you believe that, you are retarded.
It depends on the definition of fail.
I don't think Tennessee fail as not going to be a dominant force in the SEC. They think like Brian Kelly's going to ruin the program.
Bro, yeah, I mean, first of all, Les Miles could have been a crackhead and won a national championship at LSU, and he won a national championship, right? Ed Orgeron can't speak English, and he won a national championship at LSU. Like, if you think Brian Kelly's not going to win a national championship, you're crazy. Now, you're right. It doesn't take a great coach to win there because
people
the talent
are thinking
comes
this.
there no matter what. But let me say, is Brian Kelly worth $100 million plus? And do you think he's going to bring dominance, as in multiple national championships? I don't think so. I think his potential is two.
We cannot see the future, but 2 national championships in college football is a very good thing. People are over here, us Alabama fans right now, and you got to understand, we got Alabama fans from 2007 to 2022. You're talking about 2 guys who's been Alabama fans since 1988, 87. Okay? Since Andrew Zau was back. My favorite quarterback of all time at Alabama, by the way. My point is this.
You run.
We're not stupid. We know how hard it is for a college to get a national championship. And Alabama's always win national championships. It's not going to happen. But my point is this. If you think Brian Kelly, what he did at Notre Dame, is not special, then you're stupid. And you shouldn't watch college football. And maybe you should let your wife be family. That's all I'm trying to say.
Now,
not your wife.
Here's what I'm going to say. It doesn't take a special coach to win a national championship at LSU. Can you imagine? Let's just imagine this. If Nick Saban stays at LSU, he would have probably more national championships right now than he did if him doing his route to Miami and then coming to Alabama. There's no doubt in my mind that LSU sells itself to the recruits. The administration at LSU, as crooked as they are, is 100% on board with the football program, taking everything. Look at the college basketball situation. If you want a perfect example, they own who they are. And that's the most dangerous program in the country, is a program that is willing to eat the violations when they have to eat them, right? But they're getting the national championships in the process. It's like USC with Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll knew what was coming, but he gave them a national championship and he gave them great years. Didn't matter though, right? Because USC said, we don't care how you do it, just get it done, and then you can leave if you want. Because exactly what Spencer put, money, bro. And winning championships brings in what? Money. You want a $250,000 fine?
We're running out of time.
Championship.
We're running out of time. I see the Bama Standards in the house. Everybody go love. Tell Steven August, September, October 3 now. Unblock my ass and call me, because nobody knows why your panties are hurt. Go to him about the college football with Jonathan Lewis, and tell him all the great things that's going to happen in the near future.
No, college football, Jonathan Lewis on YouTube. I'm now concentrating more on just not only Alabama content, but primarily Alabama content. Kind of slowing down, keeping things, I can't make a video every day about, I don't know, whatever's going on around the country. But yeah, I'm releasing a video at least every other day, if not almost every day. So, and at College FB Lewis on Twitter. That's it.
When's the last time you talked to Ty Hayes?
Today?
When's the last time you talked to Ty Hayes?
Every day.
I hadn't talked to him in like
on the phone.
That motherfucker, that little. Really?
He's busy. I asked him to do a video 4 days ago and we couldn't do it. So
he has time to call you and talk to you, but he don't have time to call me.
It's me.
Since you said,
man.
Well, before you go, I want you to stay with the closing real fast. Don't forget, you got Black Sundays, Wednesdays, Fridays. Sunday, Wednesdays, Fridays. Make sure you check him out. Go to his page. Give him a big subscribe. Eric, he's the man. He's the legend. So Saturday, special teams, special needs. But I told him I would say that, but of course I did. Special teams with Nick Saban Jr. You check him out. Look at Justin, like Brian. He talks to Justin. You don't call me either, fucker. Saturday mornings, Nick Saban Jr. with special teams. Great show. People are enjoying his content. Nights, you got Kangaroo Black and the Horsemen blowing up. They don't give a damn. Y'all think these guys don't give a damn. They just cuss you out. You always when you was helping me with my channel, you used to get on to me, Joe. You can't say this, you can't say that. And then on Tuesday night, these guys say what the hell they want. Nobody sit down. But I say it. Oh my god, no. Anyway,
picking on you.
But catch me on Thursday nights. No, because she's. Some people shouldn't do this, but however, this you don't have to fill out to. So with that said, I hope everybody, a lot of football games come on, Alabama football games. So I hope you enjoy it. And ladies and gentlemen, please remember this: win or lose, Auburn fans, I wear a diaper rash and have dinner afterwards to be one of you guys. Y'all have a good night.